Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, September 8th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Monday, everyone. That's on the left is first baseman Alec Burleson, and on the right, center fielder stud Julio Rodriguez. We have 19 games to go in the regular season. We want to shoot for 15-4. That'll put us at 90 wins. If we go 13-6, which may be a little bit more realistic, that'll put us to 88. But obviously, we want to push. We have a nice little homestand here, and if we can take care of business against the Cardinals and the Angels, I definitely feel that we could hit that 15-4 number if we end up going 6-1 or 7-0 in these next 7 games. Now let's get into the starting lineup here for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off for the Cardinals in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting second, DHing today for St. Louis, Ivan Herrera. Batting third, first baseman Alec Burleson. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting fifth, playing shortstop for St. Louis, Mason Wynn. Batting sixth, catching today for the Cardinals, Jimmy Crooks. Batting seventh, playing second base, Thomas Sujasi. Batting eighth, playing right field, Jordan Walker. And batting ninth, center fielder, Victor Scott II. And on the mound for the Cardinals with a 7-10 record, an ERA of 4.89, it is Miles Mikolas. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, big dumper, the best catcher in baseball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. You and Cal have been great as of late. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, first baseman Josh Naylor. Batting fifth, DHing today for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting sixth, playing third base, Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting eighth, playing right field, Victor Robles. And batting ninth, playing second base, Leo Rivas. And this is definitely the best lineup 1 through 9 that we've had all year, hence the production that we've been able to get in the last 2 games. 28 runs, 31 hits, 10 homers. There is no coincidence adding Robles and Rivas to the starting lineup did this for us. Let's keep it going. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 12-7 record, a 2025 All-Star, ERA of 3.02. It is Brian Wu. And we obviously have the Bears and the Vikings game here on the side as well. Bears up at halftime 10-6, the battle of the Bads. Obviously, it looks like at this point with some losses on the offensive line for the Lions, it looks like Green Bay might be the best team in that division early. And, we'll see if the Lions end up being the second best. But J.J. McCarthy kind of playing like Caleb Williams last year, a little lost and a little confused. Caleb Williams playing a little bit better in his sophomore season, but still 10-6, not really doing a whole lot offensively or defensively here on Monday Night Football. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. And again, 19 games to go. We want to shoot for an aggressive 15-4. Realistically, 13-6. That'll get us to 88 wins. If we can find a way to steal, a couple games late on the road, or maybe a few games against the Dodgers at the very end of the season, and if we can end up going 15-4, that'll put us at 90 wins. And if we get to 90, that might be enough to overtake the Astros for first place in the AL West. If we get to 88, we'll probably be right neck and neck with them, and it could go either way. Judah in the building, what's good? All day in the building, what's good? We're going to be shooting for 100 likes, 100 on the Dono train. And then we'll be going for 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Marine Bean in the building, what's good? Try to end sub. Jerry in the building, what's good? Daniel in the building, what's good? And again, eliminating Cole Young out of the starting lineup was very key. If we would have brought up Leo Rivas months ago for Dylan Moore, who knows how many more wins we would have at this point. But finally, they figured it out. They got rid of Donovan Solano. You had to make some moves. You got rid of Dylan Moore. You like Cole Young, but you have to, put him on the bench. Ben Williamson is in AAA. And now when you look at this lineup, we don't have any weaknesses, maybe besides Randy Arosarina defensively in left field. But other than that, that's really the only minor weakness that we have. Randy, a stud. Cal, a stud. Julio, a stud. Naylor, a stud. Polo, a stud. Gino, a stud. JP, Victor, and Leo at the end of the lineup. That's some of the best 7, 8, 9 hitters that you're going to get in the league. There's not very many that are going to be more productive than JP, Victor Robles, and Leo Rivas at 7, 8, and 9. And on top of that, we got Brian Wu on the mound. We had some pretty excellent pitching the last few games from Logan Gilbert, as well as Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo. So when you're starting to get, the bottom end of the rotation playing well, and you're getting run support, and you find a way to finally win a series on the road against the Braves, I'm not sure if anyone anticipated 28 runs, 10 runs on the first game, 18 on the last, 31 hits in 2 games, and 5 homers each. That's exactly what we need to be able to go where we want to go, obviously, in the postseason in 2025. Cody in the building, what's good? And Wu on the mound. Lars Newbar in the box. First pitch, high and outside, 1-0 count. And again, the magic number will be 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And as long as Wu gives up 3 runs or less, preferably 0 to 2, we should be able to have a good chance, and the crowd will be into this matchup definitely. 1-0 pitch, right down the middle, takes the strike looking. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Lars Newbar. Let's go, Brian. We're going to need a solid outing here today. And again, no Nolan Arenado, and obviously we know Paul Goldschmidt is no longer on the team on the Yankees, so this team definitely is beatable. They're 72-72, 31-38 on the road. So, I mean, if we can win the first 2 games, talking about a sweep on the Cardinals, would it be that silly? And honestly, we need to try to sweep the Cardinals and sweep the Angels. And if we can win 7 games in a row, going back to the 2 with Atlanta, or at least going 6-1, that'll put us in a great position. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away with a 4-seam fastball by Brian Wu. Top of the first inning, 0-0, Mariners and Cardinals. Brian Wu on the mound, Lars Newbar in the box. But the Cardinals do have some dangerous players on the roster, some up and young talent that's up and coming. And again, we have to make sure that, we're not taking this team for granted. Nolan Gorman, right? Lars Newbar, Mason Wen, Jordan Walker. So they have half of the guys that could do some damage against us. And then the other half are kind of, just fill in the lineup type of guys. Pitches high and inside with that sinker. Count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lars Nootbaar. No walks. Let's try to be able to get a couple punch outs here early. 3-2 pitch. And that one is pop foul towards that third base line. Count still is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Nootbaar. We got 19 games to go, and we've worked so hard here on the channel, trying to do, about 155 out of the 162 games, only missing about a game a month for a WWE pay-per-view or PLE. Slow dribbler, throw to first, and got him. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Leo Rivas with the hezzy and still gets the out at first base on Lars Nootbaar. He ends up going off balance. He hesitates and ends up taking 3 steps, throws it to first, and still gets Lars Nootbaar out. Unfucking believable. And I love Cole Young, but there's no way Cole's making that fucking play. Absolutely beautiful. Introduce yourself to the Mariner fan base, Leo Rivas. You should have been on the team 3-4 months ago. Absolutely ridiculous defensively and offensively. My man. Next up, DHing for the Cardinals, Ivan Herrera. Unbelievable. And that will definitely get Leo going in the box. Don't be surprised if he ends up getting a single, double, or home run tonight if he's going to come up with plays like that on defense. Beautiful. First pitch, low and away with the sinker. 1-0 count. Wu on the mound, Herrera in the box. 1-0 pitch. Looked like that was going to be in there for a strike, but they call it a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch was inside with back-to-back sinkers, 96 miles an hour by Brian Wu. And slow dribbler. Crawford is there, throw to first, great arm. Naylor is there, and Naylor is great at defense as well, stretching those legs, and that is 2 away. Next up, first baseman Alec Burleson. First pitch to Burleson, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 1-0 count. All right, all day. Let's get it, baby. Yeah, but Jacob, if the Guardians were, in first place, then that might not be the case. So obviously the Mariners are in the mix, and I'm a big sports fan, but again, I'm going to be watching a little bit of everything. I'm not going to give up on a sport, when we've dedicated so much time and energy, even if the Mariners were out of playoff contention. I'm still going to be watching the games, and we're still going to be calling some of those matchups as well. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Burleson. But we'll be definitely sprinkling in, some NFL games, college football, games as well with the Ducks and a few other teams. So, again, it's not going to be just the Mariners. We'll do Mariners, we'll do NFL, we'll do college football. And then once football season's over, we'll sprinkle in a little bit of NHL, NBA, and a little bit of NASCAR after football season's over around February. Slow dribbler right up the middle. And throw to first, and got him. Beautiful defense by J.P. Crawford and Leo Rivas. And I like what I'm seeing here early. Not giving up anything, and that's exactly what you want. Now let's see if we can get on the board here early for the Seattle Mariners. Pretty wild to think that we put up 28 runs, 31 hits, and 10 homers in back-to-back games, something that we've never done in years. And again, you have to get hot at the right time, and that's the right time to do it with 19 games to go. And again, we need to shoot for 15-4. That'll put us at 90 wins, and I know that's really aggressive. And realistically, maybe 13-6. But if we can steal, a game against the Dodgers or another extra game against the Astros, we could, essentially get to 90 wins. But if we go 13-6, which might be a little bit more realistic, that'll put us at 88 wins. And either one, 88 or, 89 or 90, that should give us, a pretty close, fight with the Astros for first place in the AL West, especially if we hit 90. If you hit 90, it's almost guaranteed we're going to get first place in the AL West. If we hit 88 or 89, we may still end up in second, but as long as we get into the dance, that's all that matters. Leading off for the Mariners in left field, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, catching today, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. And anytime you end up, chasing guys like Mickey Mantle, you're doing something great. And batting third, who's had one of the best seasons after the All-Star break, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And on the mound for the Cardinals with a 7-10 record, an ERA of 4.89, Miles Michaelis. So we should be able to beat up Miles, and you would assume that we could get 1 to 3 runs within the first 5 innings, maybe even more. But again, we'll see if we can continue the hot streak that we've had in the last 2 games. Nobody in the building. What's good? I like the Huskies this year. That's my favorite sleeper team in college football. I already knew they were going to be great. With Damon Williams, Jonah Coleman, and many, many others. You got Denzel Boston, David Boston's son at wide receiver, got a good defense, put up 70 in the last game. They should be, climbing the top 25 rankings sooner than later. And I'm really rooting for Oregon and Washington to have a lot of success. 0-1 pitch, takes another strike looking right down the middle. No balls and 2 strikes from Mikolas to Arosarena. And obviously being a Duck fan, a lot of Duck fans are going to hate the Huskies and vice versa. But, me and Reflect and a few others, that are in the room, if we're playing each other, of course we want to win. We want bragging rights. But when we're not playing each other, you can root for the Pacific Northwest teams to do well. Because obviously we know the Cougs and the Beavers are nowhere near the Huskies and Ducks this year. 0-2 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. 1-2 pitch, fouled off towards the first base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Arosarena. But again, with Oregon, we potentially have 3 guys at quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end that could end up being the best in their position, or top 2, top 3. So, Dante Moore could win the Heisman. Sadiq could be the best tight end in college football. And DeCorian Moore is right there with Jeremiah Smith. So, again, we will have to wait and see how it all plays out. But I like the direction of the Ducks and the Huskies as well as the Mariners at the moment. 2-2 pitch. Does not go around. Slider low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arosarena. 3-2 pitch. And they say strike 3. Wow, that was high in the zone. Let me look to see where it is. I think it's right on the line. Wow, that maybe should have been, yeah, that was a good call. And that is 1 away. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. I was hoping it would be a little bit outside of the box, but home runs by switch hitter, most in MLB history. Mickey Mantle had 54, Cal's at 53, and hopefully we can see Cal homer once or twice here today. First pitch, crushes it foul. 0-1 count. You got Cal growing out the stash. We got 10-6 Bears and Vikings on Monday Night Football as well. So I got both games on, and I'll give updates for both. Good vibes only. 0-1 pitch, low and into the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. It's kind of wild that we're finally, at the end of the baseball season. We got 19 games left. It's been a really fun year. One of the most memorable since 2001. And I hope that we can finish on a strong note, and I think we will. 1-1 pitch. Cal drills it into right field, going foul towards that third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Yeah, well, a lot of us that were in the room that watched the game, the decision was, if it's 4th down and 2, even if you're on your own 30 or 40 yard line and you're only up a couple, you go for it, right? You got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry, 2 of the most unstoppable players at quarterback and running back. And if you give the ball back, to the Bills, you're going to lose. And that's exactly what happened. So that's on Harbaugh. And I was reading a stat this morning that he's got the most blown lead since he's been a head coach for the Ravens. And it's not even close. So, at some point, it's on the coach, on the offensive coordinator, on Monken, and on Harbaugh. And again, if you want to make the Super Bowl and represent the AFC, you have to be a better decision maker, and clearly he's not. Hit into the gap. Wow, diving catch. Did he drop it? And Victor Scott is on the ground. Did he knock himself out? Wow. Unbelievable diving Superman catch by Victor Scott II. And then I don't know if it ended up moving a little bit in his mitt after he hit. I want to see a replay. But at the moment, they're going to probably call that 2 away. But great job by Victor Scott II, looking like Julio Rodriguez there, or Ken Griffey Jr. in center field, laying out. And as he caught the ball and hit the turf, he kind of just laid there like he got knocked out or something. But let's take a quick look here. But I'm pretty sure that he had it. Wow. And then the hat obviously fell off and he slid about 7 feet. Unbelievable catch by Victor Scott II. Kudos to him. That robbed Cal Raleigh of at least a double, maybe even a triple. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up. First pitch, low and inside at the knees with the sinker, 92 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Let's go, Julio. You've been absolutely fantastic. And the decision not to play in the All-Star game and to let Randy go for you really led to the success, because we already know Julio was going to be great after the All-Star break. But I think mentally and physically and visiting family and, friends, that definitely gave him a rebirth. And I actually think that, he was going to do better, if he didn't go to the All-Star game. I think he still would be a good player if he went. But that was a very good decision, for Julio mentally and physically. 2-0 pitch, low and away. 3 balls and no strikes to Julio Rodriguez. And we'll see what we get here. And as you can see, a lot of the Mariner players are growing out their facial hair. Cal's got the stash, and a lot of the others have got the little 5 o'clock shadows. Julio's got a little goatee going on, which you typically don't see. It's like kind of like no shave November, but we are not in November yet. Takes a strike inside, 3-1 count, 3-1 pitch, and strike on the lower corner, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Julio Rodriguez. 10-6 Bears over the Vikings. Yeah, Gino has a chance to get to 50, and Cal has a chance to get to 60. And there is a possibility that he still hits a couple multi-homer games, and obviously if he does that, that's 4. Adding on to what he has right now at 53, that would put him at 57, and then he would only have to hit solo dingers in 3 other games. So if he can do multi-homers twice, he would only have to homer in 5 games out of 19, and that sounds about right. He's not going to homer in every single game, but get a couple multi-homer games to kind of help him out, and he could hit that number. Little slow dribbler, throw to first, and that is out number 3. Nothing for the Mariners, nothing for the Cardinals here early. 10-6 Bears, and we'll see what J.J. McCarthy can do here on this particular drive. And let's see who's up next here in the top of the second inning for the St. Louis Cardinals. Next up for the Cardinals, third baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting second in the 5-hole, shortstop Mason Wen. And batting third, catcher in the 6-hole, Jimmy Crooks. And on the mound for the Mariners, our all-star in 2025 with a 12-7 record and ERA of 3.02, it is Brian Wu. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Great time of year, let me tell you. Baseball season, we're getting closer to the playoffs. NFL season, always fun. College football, elite. It's a great time to be alive. And field goal is up. Or touchdown, extra point is up and good. I didn't know if that was a field goal or not. It took my eyes off the screen. J.J. McCarthy, nice. Oh, pick 6. Oh, my. Down the sideline. And again, you're going to see a lot of the same problems that Caleb Williams had as a rookie with J.J. McCarthy. And again, some people were probably thankful that they got rid of Sam Darnold. Again, Sam did good for the Vikings with a great O-line and a great defense. But now with the Seahawks, doesn't really have that. And you're starting to see that, just because you were good in one place doesn't mean you're going to be good somewhere else if the team isn't built the same way. And J.J. McCarthy going to have a lot of problems and a lot of struggles. So it looks like the Vikings have gotten quite a bit worse. The Lions have gotten worse, especially with losses on the line with Ragnow and a few others. And, the Packers got a hell of a lot better. And it looks like the Bears have gotten a little bit better in that division. So we'll see how it all plays out in the NFC North. First pitch there to Gorman. Outside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Low and on the corner, paints it beautifully. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nolan Gorman. Come on, Brian Wu. 1-1 pitch. Crushed foul. Bonds, McGuire, Clemens, Sosa, and the answer is absolutely no. Not even close. You want to make sure you're rewarding the people that are doing it the right way. Ichiro, Ken Griffey Jr., Derek Jeter, guys like that. And obviously it was a fun time, where we needed that steroid era to, give MLB a little bit of boost in viewership, but absolutely not. They do not deserve. If they didn't cheat, yes, 100% they would be first ballot, all of them. But again, if you cheat, you don't deserve to be in, period. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nolan Gorman. 2-2 pitch, big swing and a miss, and down goes Nolan Gorman. There we go. Nice job by Brian Wu, bringing us a little bit of electricity here early on. Nice punch out by Brian, and we love it, and that is 1 away. Nice job, Wu. Next up in the 5-hole, shortstop, Mason Wynn. And obviously with some of the controversy with Michigan, obviously with some of the illegal benefits and malpractice they had, with Harbaugh, obviously, that was discovered after the fact. Obviously they're not going to forfeit the championship, but, Huskies were the real deal, and they didn't have to do any cheating and whatnot. So it's always a disappointment when you find out later, when a team is pulling the strings. And obviously there's always going to be, certain things that college football teams are going to be doing that are not necessarily illegal, even if that we have the NIL now with boosters and everything. But, Michigan definitely isn't the same without Harbaugh. That is for damn sure. 0-2 pitch. Popped up by Mason Wynn, and should be a routine play here for Julio Rodriguez. And there we go, 2 away. Got to be thankful that we got Julio Rodriguez out there in center field, making sure he's keeping Randy, hopefully, under wraps. Got to hustle out there. Nice job, Julio. Next up is Jimmy Crooks. First pitch fouled off, 0-1 count. Brian Wu on the mound. Jimmy Crooks in the box. Blue Jay in the building. What's good? Top of the second inning, 0-0, Cardinals and Mariners. 0-1 pitch. On the corner, in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Crooks. I think with Altuve, he'll get in because they'll sweep it under the rug. But, if they're actually, trying to keep it honest, he shouldn't go in, based off what he did. But it wasn't just him. It was quite a few players on the team that were involved. It's not just him. There was quite a few individuals that were a part of that cheating in that particular year or over a couple years. So, but I assume that they'll sweep it under the rug and he'll get in. Huskies have a great team, but we are talking about the Buckeyes, and again, they are the cream of the crop. So, I would assume that, the Huskies will lose to the Buckeyes, but again, the Buckeyes could pretty much beat anyone in the land. Even with Texas, they got them taken care of. If they played Penn State and Oregon, they could win those games as well. Now, are they it's not like they're unbeatable. They got Sayan, they got a new quarterback in there, so it's not like they got the same pieces necessarily as last year. But if the Huskies end up striking early and fast, and they can gain some turnovers, they might be able to keep it closer than people expect. But again, I don't know how many people think teams are going to be able to beat the Buckeyes. At some point, they may drop a game, but it's very possible that they go undefeated or only lose a game, and then we'll see what happens in the college football playoff. Pitch fouled off high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Crooks. 2-2 pitch. Popped up. And that one goes into the crowd, about into the 5th or 6th row. Nice souvenir for a fan out there. 17-6 Bears. Nice to see them not necessarily being little brother anymore. And potentially the Bears could be as high as 2nd in the North this year if the Lions struggle. And obviously the Vikings look like they might be the new Chicago Bears in the division. 2-2 pitch, high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wood. Yeah, Canseco, part of the Bash brothers with McGuire. Yeah, he would have 0% chance. A lot of those other guys that you mentioned would be, definitely more worthy. Now, Canseco did have a few amazing years. There's no doubt about that. And down goes Crooks. Big swing and a miss, and a couple punch outs there by Brian Wu early, and we fucking love it. Let's get it, baby. Let's go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and let's see if we can get on the board. Nice job by Brian Wu, giving us the electricity that we wanted. Next up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 2nd, in the 4-hole, playing first base, a guy that we need to re-sign after this year, and hopefully he stays in Seattle for the rest of his career. First baseman Josh Naylor. Super important offense, defense, vibes. He's got the total package. And, Gino's great, and again, strikes out a lot, hits a lot of home runs, but this is the overall better player if we want to be able to go on deep runs for the future. If you had to choose between one or the other, there's no question. Josh Naylor. Batting second, DHing in the 5-hole, Jorge Polanco. And batting third baseman, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. And again, I appreciate everything that he's bringing to the team and giving us the lift. And hopefully we can go as far as he can take us, as well as his teammates here in 2025. And if we're lucky, we might even see Gino hit 50 home runs and Cal hit 60. That would be something to see. Big facts. Great player, man. And I don't think people really realize how, great he was. We always talked about him. And Naylor with a slow dribbler, throw to first, and that is one away. The thing to me that's the most impressive about Naylor is his defense. The way he stretches his legs at first base, the awareness that he has in foul territory. Everyone knows he can get singles and doubles and hit home runs, and he's a pretty serious guy. Big sneakerhead, a lot of Jordan cleats, a very serious guy, the most serious on the team. But the thing I love about him the most is that defense. And again, we've had Ty France and a few others that have tried to play the position. But again, he's better than Ty France. And again, I hope that we can sign him long term. Next up is Jorge Polanco. First pitch is low and away. Four-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour by Michaelis. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and inside, almost hits Polanco. 2 balls and no strikes from Michaelis to Jorge Polanco. 7-10 record with an ERA of 4.89. So you would assume at some point the Mariners will get a hit, a single, double, RBI, big home run, to kind of get the party started. Last 9 games, batting .333 with 4 homers and 7 ribbies. Bottom of the second inning, 0-0 Cardinals and Mariners. 17-6 Bears with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. And Bears look, much improved. And again, Vikings, I feel bad for guys like Justin Jefferson because, he's not going to be able to get the ball the way that he wants. Slow dribbler, throw to first, and that is 2 away. And I think that the Viking fans were a little delusional, thinking that J.J. McCarthy, was going to be like a top 10, top 12 quarterback. It's one thing when, you want to take a guy for granted like Sam Darnold, but he did a good job with the Vikings, with a great O-line and a great supporting cast on offense and a great defense. That's really what made the difference, the O-line and the defense. And obviously in Seattle, you don't really have that. First pitch to Geno. 1-0 count. But I guarantee that a lot of Hawk fans are probably thinking if they would have had Geno Smith instead of Sam Darnold yesterday, they would have won that game 100%. For all the people that said, let's get rid of Geno, let's get rid of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. We don't need them. Well, certainly looks like after week 1, you certainly do. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Sinker 93 miles an hour. And again, there are going to be ups and downs. The Seahawks will win some games, but they definitely don't look like a playoff team. But I don't think the Niners look like a playoff team either. Rams didn't do that great against the Texans, but that's still the best team in the division in my eyes. And popped up to Jordan Walker, and that is out number 3. No hits for either team here early on, which is a little shocking because Michaelis is not on the same level as Brian Wu. But again, we have to figure at some point we want to see that team, that ended up scoring 18 runs and then 10 runs before that at some point. 5 homers in each of those games. I want to see that team, right? 28 runs in 2 games, 31 hits and 10 home runs. Give me that team. That's what we need. And hopefully the crowd will be able to help boost their confidence. Now let's see who's up next here in the top of the third for the St. Louis Cardinals. Next up for the Cardinals, second baseman in the 7-hole, Thomas Sujasi. I had to look up pronunciation for half the team to make sure I got the pronunciation right. Batting second, right fielder who just made that last out on Geno, Jordan Walker. And batting third with that diving catch, obviously on that big hit, out there into center field, Victor Scott II. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Let's go, baby. Yeah, and JSN is great, but you can't throw 80% of the targets to JSN and think you're going to win games. You have to have other individuals step up, and the play calling wasn't very good in that game either. So there's a number of reasons, Tariq Woolen, giving up a couple big plays and some injuries, but the play calling and the running game and only going to JSN and, again, Darnold is kind of mid. If you ask me, I wouldn't want him on my favorite team. And again, it's a short-term answer, but again, you're going to have to get somebody better. Top of the third inning and first pitch to Thomas Sujasi at second base. Fouls that one off, 0-1 count. 17-6 Bears with about 7 minutes left in the third. I mean, I don't really mind the DK and the Lockett, but I'm just saying if you had to choose between a quarterback like Geno or Sam Darnold, it's not even close based off talent. Just a lot of Hawk fans don't understand football. 0-1 pitch. Popped up. Because if you would have had Geno Smith in that game yesterday, there's no question that the game would have been won. I mean, there are some really good players on the defense on paper. It looks a hell of a lot better than it did like 4 or 5 years ago. But again, to think that that's a playoff team, there's no way. Again, the Niners lost a lot of pieces as well. Rams didn't look very impressive in week 1 against the Texans, but still, the Rams roster is better than everyone else in that division. So it'll be, someone will have to overtake them, and at some point, the Hawks or the Niners might, be the top dog, but NFC West is not that impressive. O2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. Four-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes. From Wu to Thomas Sujasi. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sujasi. Big swing and a miss. And down he goes. Down goes to JC. Nice job there by Brian Wu. Next up, right fielder Jordan Walker. First pitch from Wu to Walker, fouls it off, 0-1 count. Keep telling yourself that, Papa Don. If that's what you want to believe, if you think that the team is better at this point, you have that opinion, but team doesn't look very good to me. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. If they actually had the right people at the top and the right people making the right decisions, they would have been building that offensive line the right way, 5-10 years ago. But if you don't have the right O-line and you don't have the right play callers, you definitely don't have the right quarterback. Good luck. 0-2 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. And the thing is, Geno is a lot more valuable than people want to actually give him credit for. Think about how many games that he actually won with a garbage O-line. If you're like bottom 2 O-line and you're winning as many games and you want to put the blame on him, then that tells me that a lot of football fans don't know football, period. You have to have a good O-line to be able to win games. And the Seahawks clearly do not, and they haven't for a long time. But that's fine. People can shit on a quarterback and he'll go somewhere else and prove, and he can get the job done with the Raiders as Walker strikes out swinging. Next up, center fielder Victor Scott II. Top of the 3rd inning, nobody on with 2 outs. First pitch from Wu to Scott, high and away, 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Scott. If Geno actually had a great line, they would be making the playoffs year in and year out. But when you have like the, 31st offensive line for pretty much his whole career, what the fuck do you expect? You expect him to win 10, 11, 12, 13 games with a garbage O-line and not maybe the greatest play callers on top of that, and with a very average or below average defense? Come on, be real. You have to understand what it takes to be able to win on that level. You got to have a good O-line. You have to have a good D-line. You have to have good defense. You have to have good coordinators. You have to have good play callers. You have to have good head coaches. It's not just quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. But clearly, people will have their own opinions on what they think it takes to win in football. But, again, everyone can decide on, what they think they need to be able to win games. But clearly there's a formula in the NFL on how to win. And they haven't been there since the Legion of Boom days. That's facts. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning and see who's up next here for Seattle. And a lot of people that are making these opinions that shit on Geno, they don't even look at the stats. They just look at the L's and then they want to blame him. You have to look at the stats and the analytics. And that's, what people do that know football. It's not just the contract money, and, just looking at, oh, we ended up losing this game. Oh, he's terrible. Why did you lose? There's reasons, right? But again, a lot of people love to cut corners and not actually take the time to look at the stats and compare what he did compared to what others did with what he had to work with. Facts. Next up, in the 7-hole, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 0, right fielder Victor Robles. And batting third, second baseman in the 9-hole, Leo Rivas. Trident's up. Let's go M's. Come on, JP. First pitch, high and inside to JP Crawford, 1-0 count. Let's go, JP. One-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to JP Crawford. See if we can get a single out of JP to get this momentum going. Bottom of the third inning, 0-0, Cardinals and Mariners. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes to J.P. Crawford. .30 pitch, takes a strike looking high and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. With nobody on and no outs, 0-0 Cardinals and Mariners here early. 264 average for J.P. Crawford. Hit it long, hit it deep. Oh, and it stays in play. Lars Nootbaar with the catch. I was hoping that was going to drop, but great defense there by Lars. And that is 1 away. Hopefully J.P. will be able to get something later in the matchup. Next up, right fielder Victor Robles. First pitch to Robles, crushes it towards third base, foul, 0-1 count. Let's go, Victor. Come on, baby. Oh, 1 pitch, high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Robles. Victor pops it up and fading foul. Good souvenir for that fan there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. One-two pitch. Low and away. Good eye by Victor. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Two-two pitch. And Robles crushes it into left field, but right to Lars Nootbaar again. And that is 2 away. A little bit bad luck based off the trajectory off that hit by Robles, but a hard hit ball. Down goes Victor, and that's 2 away. Next up, second baseman who made an amazing play early in the matchup. even with a little hesitation, Leo Rivas. Let's see if Leo can get us on the board. 17-6 Bears with 3:30 and counting in the third quarter. And we're knotted up at 0 here early in the bottom of the third, Cardinals and Mariners. Miles Michaelis on the mound and Leo Rivas in the box. First pitch low and at the knees, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, good eye by Leo, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Leo Rivas. And having Leo play over Cole Young and having Victor in right field so we don't have to worry about Dominic Canzone or Luke Raley really has made this team really with no weaknesses besides Randy, maybe defensively in left field. Slow dribbler, flip to first, and that is out number 3. Scoreless after 3, no runs, no hits, no errors for either team. And now we're going to go to the 4th inning. I'm not sure if I anticipated a start like this, but I think we can still win this game, obviously. Yeah. And it's crazy, too, because if you would ask, people that are fans of that organization, they wouldn't know this stat. They wouldn't know this stat either. And this as well, but again, everyone's got their own opinions to sports. Let's see who is up next here in the top of the 4th for the Cardinals. Next up for the Cardinals, 0 for 1, left fielder Lars Nootbaar. Batting second, DHing 0 for 1, Ivan Herrera. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman Alec Burleson. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes. 100 on that dono train. And 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Looks like we're 1 away from 50. Now we're at 52. Thank you so much. 48 more to go to hit the goal. First pitch from Brian Wu to Lars Nootbaar incoming. High and away, 1-0 count. One-zero pitch, foul back, ricocheted off the catcher Cal Raleigh and the ump there. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Nootbaar. Top of the 4th inning, 0-0 Cardinals and Mariners. 17-6 Bears with about a minute to go in the third quarter. Nice run there by Chicago. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. Probably should have been called ball, but called strike with that sinker right on the line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lars Nootbaar. 1-2 pitch. Crushes it towards first base, but Josh Naylor is there and so reliable with his defense at first. I'm so happy he's on the team. And that is 1 away. Great job by Naylor. Next up in the 2-hole, 0 for 1, DHing Ivan Herrera. First pitch to Herrera, in there for a strike, looking, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch. Crushes it right up the middle, and that's the first hit of the game as it rolls to Julio Rodriguez. And the first single for the Cardinals. with Ivan Herrera. And hopefully we get a double play here. Slow dribbler right up the middle to Leo Rivas or J.P. Crawford to throw to Naylor, and then we get out of the inning. Next up, first baseman Alec Burleson. Let's go, Woo. First pitch to Burleson. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Let's get it, baby. 55. 20 more to 75. 45 more to hundo. Let's get it, baby. 0-1 pitch. And Burleson hit it long. Hit it deep. And that is gone. And a big, big two-run blast by Alec Burleson. And again, I ended up putting Burleson on the thumb, thinking he would do good today. Guess my ESP was right. 2-0 Cardinals. And hopefully that will be the only runs that Woo gives up. Obviously, we're already in the fourth inning, so now it's time for the Mariners to respond. And that wasn't the double play that we were looking for. Nice job by Alec Burleson, bringing that electricity for the Cardinals here in the fourth. Next up, third baseman Nolan Gorman. And hopefully we can respond with at least a run, later in this inning or in the fifth. First pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 0-1 count. Oh, 0-1 pitch, fouled off behind the plate by Nolan Gorman. No balls and 2 strikes from Woo to Gorman. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Burleson with a 2-run bomb just moments ago. But again, we need to be able to obviously get on the board. And once we get that first home run, we'll be in business. 0-2 pitch, low and into the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Woo to Gorman. Come on, Brian, settle in. End of the third quarter, 17-6 Bears. Check swing, and he goes. There we go. Nice job there by Brian Woo. And that is 2 away. Way to bring that electricity and responding after giving up that big 2-run bomb. Got to put it behind you. Next up is shortstop Mason Wynn. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still early. It's only halfway through the matchup. Once the starters go out, all we need is one meltdown by a pen pitcher for the Cardinals, and we'll be right back in it. Or we might be able to get something on Michaelis before he ends up exiting the matchup in the next couple innings. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mason Wynn. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 Cardinals. 1-1 pitch, low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mason Wynn. Wynn in the box. Brian Woo on the mound. Two 2-1 pitch. And fouls it off himself. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Woo to win. Come on, Brian, settle in. Come on, baby. We're still in it. Two-two pitch. Slow dribbler and behind the plate foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Woo to win. Top of the 4th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Burleson with a homer to center with Herrera on board. And those were the first 2 hits of the game. Big swing and a miss. Great pitch by Brian Wu. And another punch out there. Nice job. Obviously, you don't want to give up the big, 2-run blast. But again, you're not going to win games sitting at 0. So we have to make sure that the offense starts to come alive at some point here, especially when we're going against a pitcher that's not on Brian Wu's level. I mean, hell, he's 7-10 with an ERA of 4.89. He's one of the worst guys on the team. So we have to make sure we're taking advantage of that. And hopefully we can now with the second time through the order. Next up, leading off, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting second, 0 for 1. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, center fielder, 0 for 1, Julio Rodriguez. Randy gets a single or gets walked. Cal comes up, hits a 2-run blast to tie the game, and then maybe we can get some magic out of Julio. But we got a long ways to go before this one is over. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. And there's a good possibility we get on the board this inning. We might not be able to tie it or take the lead, but there's a good chance that we could get one. And depending on if Randy or Cal gets on, Cal could homer or Julio could homer. Not sure if Randy would homer in this particular situation, but I mean, all 3 guys are capable. And again, you just got to be able to find that right pitch, and probably would be better off if Randy could just get like a single or get walked or plunked, and then we can get a homer out of Cal and Julio, or one or the other. All right, we're in the 4th quarter on Monday Night Football, 17-6 Bears. Vikings look fucking terrible, and the Bears look much improved. First pitch to Randy, fouls it off high and inside, 0-1 count. We got 19 games left, so we want to try to go 15-4, at the very least 13-6. 13-6 would put us at 88 wins. 15-4 is aggressive, but that would put us at 90 wins and 72 losses. And if we got to 90, that might be enough to win the AL West over the Astros. So, but it has to start here today. We already have 2 wins against the Braves and winning that series, as Randy crushes it into left field. Go, go, go. Run, 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 run. And safe. Golly, he didn't even slide head first or feet first. He just went standing up, and he almost got tagged out. Golly. Come on, Randy. I mean, even his base running is kind of poor. Again, that's a great hit ball, but slide head first, slide feet first. He just goes in there and tries to walk into second, and he is lucky he didn't get tagged out. If he did, every Mariner fan would have lost it. Like, hustle, Randy. Christ. I don't think I've ever seen a player not hustle on the bags or not hustle in left field. Like, stop being a diva. Play, my guy. Jesus. Nice job by Randy. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Slow dribbler towards first, and that's foul. And hopefully we get a home run either here or here. Come on, Cal. Oh, 1 pitch. Cal pops it up a mile. Should be a routine play into center field for the Cardinals. Scott is there, and that is 1 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez. I mean, Randy is still one of the best left fielders in the game. He can hit, and he can obviously, do a lot of, good things, but again, just on the base paths, and this is effort and hustle, running on the bags, and especially defensively in left field. That's probably the only weakness we have on the team as far as the starters 1 through 9. I don't really feel any other weaknesses besides just him on that side, as Julio chops it towards third. And Randy goes back to second and no throw to first. We'll take that. Vikings with a touchdown. Jay Jetta, 13 yards from McCarthy. Now they're getting a little bit closer. Nice job by Julio. And, obviously Randy, kind of threatening like he was going to go to third and then backed up and prevented the throw. And now we have a good opportunity here for Josh Naylor to be able to get a RBI single, RBI double, or possibly a 3-run blast to get us the lead. Come on, Naylor. 2-point conversion attempt here to try to make it 17-14. Shotgun set. McCarthy looking, flag on the play, and that was a busted play. And then he floats it into the end zone. And that will probably be coming back due to a hold. First pitch, low and away, 1-0 count. Come on, Naylor. Finally got a couple guys on base here, just like the Cardinals did in the fourth. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Josh Naylor. Batting average with runners in scoring position is .370. 54 RBIs. We know Naylor can do it. Come on, Josh. 1-1 pitch. Inside. Called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Michaelis to Josh Naylor. And Naylor is arguing that it hit him. And if Naylor says it hit him, I mean, he's not the type of guy that would, he's not going to make things up. But Naylor is pretty adamant that it hit him. Let's look again in the replay. Can we get another look by the officials there? Looks like they're just going to pass on it. Yeah, I'm watching the game. And a little slow dribbler. And double play. That's terrible, man. You would hope that Naylor would be able to hit it at least into the outfield, not just a slow dribbler in the infield. But again, for someone to be able to, claim that he got hit, hopefully we'll be able to battle back. And a lot of times if we don't end up scoring, with guys on base that first time around, usually the next inning is when we do it. But unfortunate there that we weren't able to get at least one. But, that's kind of been the MO for the Mariners. It's not always going to happen when another team scores and we respond. Normally we score and the other team responds right away. So let's go to the top of the 5th inning. We're down by 2. Let's see who is up next here for the Cardinals. And hopefully Wu doesn't give up any more while he's out there for the next couple innings. Next up, 0 for 1 with a K, catcher Jimmy Crooks. Batting second baseman in the 7-hole, Thomas Sujasi. And batting third, right fielder in the 8-hole, Jordan Walker. Try to hit up. Let's go, M's. First pitch from Wu to Crooks. High and away with the four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. Top of the fifth inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Burleson with a two-run jack after Ivan Herrera got a single. And we were all, sitting at a point within the first few innings where neither team had anything going. But as soon as the Cardinals end up getting a couple hits, the Mariners did as well in that fourth inning, but we weren't able to bring anybody home. And hopefully we will here in the fifth or possibly the sixth. 1-0 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Crooks. One pitch, low and away with the changeup, 87 miles an hour. 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Crooks. 2-1 pitch, fouled off behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Crooks. Megan in the building, how are you? That's possible. We still got 19 games to go to jockey for position. A lot of teams are definitely hungry to be able to try to get in, especially with those 3 wild card spots in the American League and the National League. 2-2 pitch, wild pitch there by Wu, caught by Cal, thank God. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Crooks. 17-12 Bears with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 3-2 pitch, popped up. And should be a routine play for Randy if there is such a thing. There it is. Nice catch by Randy. 1 away. Next up, in the 7-hole, second baseman, Thomas Sujasi. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. Let's get it, baby. Look to see how many subs we've gained so far. Gained 2 so far. 19 to go to hit 21,700. Shout out to the 2 new subs that we've gotten so far. 3 more to go to hit that 5 number. Pitch fouled off on the 0-1 count with that slider by Wu, 87 miles an hour. No balls and 2 strikes to Thomas Sujasi. Let's go, Wu. Big swing and a miss and got him to bait. There we go, baby. Another punch out there by Brian Wu. Great job. Bring that electricity and settle in and settle down after giving up that big 2-run bomb. Down goes Sujasi. Next up in the 8-hole, right fielder, 0 for 1 with a K, Jordan Walker. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0 count. 10:40 and counting between the Vikings and the Bears, and Vikings trying to threaten here Chicago, and we'll see if they can end up taking the lead on this next drive. 1-0 pitch, slow dribbler by Jordan Walker, should be a routine play. Gino to Naylor, and got him. Pretty. All right, here we go. Here's the time where we need to get at least 1 on the board, if not 2. Hopefully we get something here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, DHing Jorge Polanco. Batting second, 0 for 1, good vibes only, Eugenio Suarez. And batting third, 0 for 1, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Still looking for our first dono on the dono train. 1 hour and 13 minutes in. Where are we out on the likes all day? Down by 2. We need to respond. Two runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. 0 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Mariners. But at some point, you feel that we're going to get it going. In the last 2 games against the Atlanta Braves on the road, we scored 28 runs, 31 hits, and 10 homers. Now, obviously getting 10 runs on the first game, 18 runs yesterday, 31 hits combined, and 5 homers on each day. But a little bit slower of a start here. Obviously, we're back home, and hopefully we'll be able to get the right individuals up to be able to make it happen. Let's go, Polo. Somebody needs to get the party started. We need a solo dinger to get us going. I mean, unless we can get back-to-back-to-back hits and have like an RBI situation, which is definitely possible as well. First pitch to Polo, low and into the dirt, 1-0 count. One 1-0 pitch. And Polo crushes it into right field. Stay fair. Yes, fair ball. Go, 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 Polo. Go, Polo. And Polo knows how to hustle and slides in there safe. And a throw to third to make sure that he doesn't advance, which he wouldn't have gone that far anyways. There we go. And sometimes you need somebody just to get the party started. And if you're going to hang a fastball right down the middle, Polo's going to crush it. And there we go. This is going to be the inning where we get at least one. Nice job, Jorge. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, baby. Good vibes only. Let's go, Gino. We have a good chance for Gino getting to 50 and Cal getting to 60 home runs. Let's see if we can get something here out of Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. First pitch to Eugenio Suarez. Takes a ball low and at the knees. He's at 45 home runs. He only needs 5 more. 109 ribbies. Obviously, the batting average could be better, 237. It's either like a strikeout or a home run, but that's kind of been Gino's MO for his career. But still, you got to give him some love. I mean, 45 home runs is not easy to do. Anybody that gets over 40, that's a big deal. It's not easy. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. And it seems like Michaelis is starting to have a little bit of a meltdown. And that typically happens, maybe 1 inning prior to when you typically want a guy to go out. Gino fouls that one off himself. 2 balls and 1 strike from Michaelis to Gino. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we at on the likes all day? How close are we to 75 to 100? We got 114 in the room. We're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. 2-1 pitch. And Gino pops up. Should be a routine play there for Victor Scott II. And Polo tags up. Nope. Great throw by Scott. Wow, what a strong arm. He says that there's no way you're getting the third, Polo. And that's 1 away. All right, let's see if J.P. Crawford can be the guy that can get us going. I mean, I wouldn't mind if J.P. drops a bunt down right here. But if you drop a bunt, don't drop it towards third. Come on, J.P. On deck is Victor Robles. And if we get to this point, after that, Leo Rivas. And hopefully we can get to Leo in this inning. Polo with a beautiful double at second now with 1 out. Come on, JP. First pitch is high and away, 1-0 count. And I wouldn't even mind if JP ends up getting a walk. Just find a way. He's overdue for a home run, 263 average, 47 ribbies, and he's been stuck at 9 home runs forever. This would be a great opportunity for him to get one right down the middle to make it 2-2 if he could connect on a big bomb to give him his 10th homer of the season. It's coming at some point before the season ends. He will finish with at least 10. I'm hoping, like at least 11 before the season ends, but it's been a minute since he's homered last. 1-0 pitch is outside. Now it's 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch. And JP crushes that one. Fading foul. Double decker. Oh my. 2 balls and 1 strike from Michaelis to Crawford. Come on, JP. Find a way to get on base. Let's go, JP Crawford. 2-1 pitch. Low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. (17-12) Bears with less than 10 minutes to go. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by JP. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to JP Crawford. Hopefully JP can actually force the walk here or find a way to at least get a single. Don't strike out. Looking, swinging. Don't pop up. Don't ground out. No double plays. Come on, JP. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Let's see if we can tie this game up or at least get to 1 to cut into this lead. 3-2 pitch. And JP with a dribbler. Flip to first and Polo to third. There we go. Good job, JP. That would be as good as a bunt would have been in that situation. All right, here we go. Time for our stud to get the job done. Polo is at third. Let's go, Victor. We just need an RBI single. Just a nice single into left field or right field or right up the middle. Unless we can end up getting a nice home run out of Victor, which would be great. And if he ends up getting one, that would be the first of the season. And you know it's on the horizon at some point. Chris is getting us started. I appreciate that. And again, sometimes you just need that first person to get the ball rolling. First pitch, in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Appreciate you, Chris. We're at 5. 95 to go. Stacks. Racks with the little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. $5 on the Dono train. 0-1 pitch is fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Appreciate you. We're at 5, 95 to go. Come on, Victor. Shout out to Chris. Starting it off. Bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. Polo at third after a beautiful double. And we just need Victor with an RBI single. Just cut this lead into 2-1, and then we can get cooking. And then that home run that we desperately need will be right around the corner. That's just how we operate. Touchdown, Vikings. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Robles. We leave Polo stranded at third. That's unfortunate. Vikings take the lead. Thielen back with his old team there. And Bears doing the Bears type of thing. Horrible coverage there. Great route by Thielen. And now the Vikings retake the lead. Seth Rollins is not happy. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th inning and see who's up next here for the Cardinals. Next up for the Cardinals, 0 for 1, center fielder Victor Scott II. Batting second, 0 for 2, Lars Newpar. And batting third, the individual that got their rally started in the 4th, 1 for 2 with a run, DHing Ivan Herrera. He got a single, and then Burleson ended up getting the 2-run jack. And maybe I got to start, stop putting the guys that I think that are going to play well, for the opposing team on the thumb. But Burleson, and there was plenty of people that I could have chose other than him. But something told me that he would do something special, and hopefully it would have been just like a solo dinger, not a 2-run jack, since we're still at 0. But I still think that we have a chance to come back. And it's just a little odd, for a guy like Miles with a 7-10 record and an ERA of almost 5, and we haven't been able to get a run on him. But I don't know. I guess maybe we ran out of a little bit of gas after, putting up 28 runs, 31 hits, and 10 homers in back-to-back games against the Braves in Atlanta. But I was hoping that we would have at least 1 to 3 runs by this point. But we still have to grind this one out. It's not going to be easy. We got 19 games to go, and we got to try to go 13-6 or 15-4, and it starts here tonight. Next up is Victor Scott II. (2-0) on the top of the 6th. First pitch, and Scott fouls that one off towards third base. 0-1 count. 2017 Vikings now with 9:46. And we'll see if Caleb can lead them to a victory. Oh, 1 pitch. Pitches inside for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Victor Scott II. Come on, Woo. Can't give up any more runs. And again, we need the offense to come alive at some point. We need a meltdown from the Cardinals bullpen. 0-2 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Scott II. 225 average with 5 homers in 2025 for Scott this season. 9 minutes and counting. Shotgun set. Caleb Williams, pressure up the middle. Avoids a sack lunch. And a nice catch there. And there's strike 3. Nice job by Woo. There we go, Brian. Nice job bringing that electricity, baby. And definitely settling in after giving up that 2-run bomb to Burleson. Next up is Lars Newbar. 8 Ks for Brian Woo. Michaelis only has 2. So obviously 5.1 innings pitched for Woo. 2 hits, 2 earned runs, that 2-run bomb. No walks, and 8 Ks, 78 pitches, 55 strikes. So we just need the offense to come alive. And it always looks worse when you're at 0. You know, when you're at 1, you at least feel a little bit better. Ooh, Caleb with a nice scramble, but then steps out of bounds. Top of the 6th inning, 2-0 Cardinals. 2017 Vikings with 8:15 left in the 4th over the Bears. 0-1 pitch to Lars Newbar. Should have been the strike, but called ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. I suppose it was a little bit outside of the line. 1 ball and 1 strike from Woo to Newbar. Come on, Brian. One pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike from Woo to Newbar. Two-one pitch. Crushes that one foul by Lars. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th. Woo on the mound, who's done well besides just giving up that 1 2-run blast by Burleson. Just the bats have not come alive, and we've left a couple stranded, but again, we didn't have any hits until the 4th. So again, if we were able to get at least a few guys on in the first 3 innings, maybe the score is different, but we're going to have an epic meltdown by a pitcher or 2. And if that happens, we should be able to come back. It's just kind of unfortunate when you end up having to wait so long and you have to rally in the last 3 innings. But, you know, sometimes that's going to be the MO for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch, fouled off right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Woo to Newbar. Smoke him. 2-2 pitch, fouled off towards first base. Count still remains. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th. 2-0 Cardinal lead. Come on, Mariners. Let's go, baby. Get another punch out, Woo. 2-2 pitch. And line drive. And past Leo Rivas, had no chance there. Robles with the slide. And a throw into the infield. And a nice base knock by Newbar. Now we're going to need a double play. And hopefully we can get it. Next up, DHing in the 2-hole, Ivan Herrera. We need a slow dribbler right up the middle to JP or Leo Rivas. Throw to Naylor, and we got to get out of this inning. We can't let them score another run. Finish strong, Brian Woo. Finish strong. Ooh, Vikings blocking the punt. Woo. Got a hand on it. Great special teams by Minnesota. Skull. Wow. And you got Bizzardo in the pen warming up. Now we got a mound visit with Woodworth, Cal Raleigh, Naylor, and Woo, just trying to get on the same page here. Hopefully we get that slow dribbler that we desperately need. And I got Ferguson in the pen warming up as well. I don't like that. I would rather go Bizzardo. Oh, nice run there by Minnesota. First down, Vikings. A touchdown would win it. Being up by 3 at this point with 7 minutes and counting. Ivan Herrera, 14 homers, 55 ribbies in 2025. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Herrera. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Herrera. Top of the 6th, runner at first, 2-0 Cardinal lead. And we desperately need to keep them at 2. And then the bats will come alive in the last 3 innings. I mean, even if we only win 3-2, we'll take it. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ivan Herrera. 6:20 and counting on Monday Night Football. Vikings up 20-17 and are driving. They got Jordan Mason, the former 49er running back. Adam Thielen back on the team with Jay Jetta. See what they do here. Big swing and a miss there by Herrera. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Brian Wu. Let's go. Dave in the building. What's good, brother? Top of the 6th inning. Runner at first with 1 out. Pitch is inside. Count now is full for Brian Wu. Come on, Brian. Finish strong. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ivan Herrera. Right hands up. Let's go, M's. Come on now. Slow dribbler right up the middle for a double play. Rivas, JP, one of the 2, and then throw to Naylor. We get out of this inning. Vikings threatening. Five minutes and counting. 3-2 pitch. And line drive. And Gino is there. Wow. Great defense there by Gino. And that is 2 away. We got incredibly lucky there because that could have definitely went past Gino. Great reaction time by Eugenio Suarez, whose defensive numbers have gone down within the last couple years since he's been on the Mariners. But he does a great job there saving us from potentially another run being scored at some point in this inning. And next up, the MVP for the Cardinals at this point, first baseman Alec Burleson, who ended up having the 2-run bomb to give them the 2-0 lead. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count. 4:20 and counting, Vikings up by 3, 20-17 in the 4th. Top of the 6th, 2-0 Cardinals over the Mariners. 1-0 pitch from Wu to Burleson, right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike for Wu to Burleson. Can't have him give up something else here. He already had his 2-run jack. That has to be it. McCarthy with the bootleg. Big swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Wu. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alec Burleson. One more punch out here. Let's go. Pop up, ground out, strikeout, force out at second, whatever. Come on, Wu. 1-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Huge strikeout by Brian Wu. Matches a career best of 9 punch outs. There we go. Nice job, Brian. You finished the day strong. 6 innings pitch, 3 hits, 2 earned runs on the 2-run jack by Burleson early in the matchup. 9 Ks, and his day is done. 95 pitches, 66 strikes with a 3.02 ERA. And it wouldn't look as bad if we were actually fucking on the board at this point, if it was 2-1 or 2-2. But when you're at 0, obviously it looks worse, than it really is. The offense needs to do their job. Brian did his. And normally you want him to give up 3 or less, but preferably 0-2. He did his job, right? Match his career high, 9 Ks. Now it's up to the Mariner players to do their job, but also, I hope that we don't bring in Caleb Ferguson and we bring in Bizzardo instead, because with a guy like Ferguson coming in, we better bring in someone like that for the Cardinals as well, because that could get ugly real quick. All right, we got 3 minutes left here on Monday Night Football. Screen pass. Ooh. And Jay Jetta close to that first down marker. 2017 Vikings with less than 3 minutes to go. Getting Thielen back on that team is huge. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners here at T-Mobile. Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 1, Leo Rivas. Leo can be the guy that gets the party started. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a K, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, 0 for 2, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Would this be the inning where we get the Cal Raleigh 2-run blast, 3-run blast, or solo dinger? It could be. We're looking for home run number 54, baby. Let's go. Oh, J.J. McCarthy trying to get the touchdown himself, and this game is over. Vikings with a big touchdown by J.J. McCarthy, running like he's a Michigan Wolverine all over again. And goodbye, Chicago. Seth Rollins, the tears are flowing. Same old Bears. First pitch to Leo Rivas by Michaelis. Curveball high and away, 1-0 count. Big comeback there for Minnesota in this game. 1-0 pitch, fouled off by Rivas. 1 ball and 1 strike from Michaelis to Rivas. Seven 7-10 record with an ERA of 4.89. How the hell do we not have at least a run by now? 1-1 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Michaelis to Rivas. Come on, Leo. Single, double, triple, home run. A walk. Getting plunked as long as you don't get hurt. Find a way. 2-1 pitch. Takes a strike high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Somebody's got to get the party started, brother. Two-two pitch, low and away. That could have been strike 3. Tried to frame it, but he doesn't get the call. All right, count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Leo Rivas, and Leo's patient enough to take the walk if it's there. You know, he's not going to force it. He's a very smart, intelligent baseball player with a good baseball IQ. 3-2 pitch, and crushes that one foul towards the third base line. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, and no outs. Bottom of the 6th. We're down by 2, and we just need to get on the board. You know, after having a magnificent 2 games in Atlanta, you know, the offense has been a little stale here, and someone needs to get the party started. 3-2 pitch, and Rivas, line drive towards first base, foul. Michaelis looking like Raleigh fingers out there, like an old school pitcher from like the 70s and 80s. 3-2 pitch. Rivas fouls that one off again. He's battling. Count still remains. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Michaelis to Rivas. Come on, Leo. Bears down by 10 with 2:50 to go. Oh, big one-handed grab by Cole Kmet. First down, Bears. 3-2 pitch, and that's a walk. There we go. Good eye by Leo, my boy. There we go, baby. Here we go. This will be the inning we get to 1. And maybe we'll end up getting Michaelis, exited out of this matchup based on what happens for the next few guys. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Already has a double in this game. Come on, Randy. And then the guy that we're waiting on right here, the guy that could give us the lead, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Randy, and come on, Cal. First pitch to Randy, in there for a strike. Right on the line, probably should have been called a ball. Strike zone has been expanded for this ump in this particular matchup. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Cardinals. 27-17, Vikings up by 10. Bears are driving. Throw to first to try to keep Leo honest, and he's safe. Michaelis on the mound. Arosarena in the box. Come on, Randy. And Randy with a ground ball up the middle. Here we go. Go, 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 go. Leo, hustle and safe at third. There we go. Back-to-back hits, which we haven't been able to say too often. Obviously with Leo with the walk, and then Randy with a hit with two guys getting on base. Now we got runners on the corners for this guy right here, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. He's going to have the opportunity for a sac fly, but let's get that 3-run jack so we can take the 3-2 lead. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Let's go, Cal. Home run number 54 right here. Here we go. And we're going to score at least one in this inning, but preferably 2, 3, or 4. Let's go, Cal. You just got to be patient, wait for that pitcher to tire out, and then hopefully they'll have a meltdown in the pen. Hopefully we don't bring in Caleb Ferguson and we bring in Bizzardo instead, and we'll see what happens. But again, we got a good opportunity here for Cal to get a single, a double, a home run, or an RBI single to get that runner in from third, Leo Rivas, to home. Come on, Cal. We're looking for home run number 54. 242 average, 53 homers, 113 ribbies for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I got the Cal City Connect jersey on right now. Let's go, big dumper. And now they're going to have a mound visit, and his day might be done. They don't even want to test Cal Raleigh in this position. Or is he just going to talk to Michaelis and see if they have a little game plan here? No, he's done. All right, Michaelis' day is done, and hopefully the pen, we'll get a pitch right down the middle, and Cal will homer off the first pitch. All right, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks, 77 pitches, 46 strikes with a 4.71 ERA. Michaelis' day is over. I wish we were able to beat him up a little bit earlier in the matchup, but, hell, better late than never. With runners on the corners with no outs, we don't want any double plays. And hopefully Cal will be able to get something positive here. Best case scenario, 3-run blast. We go up 3-2. If that happens and he homers, we're going to have the momentum, and more than likely we're going to win. But we still got a long ways to go before we're victorious. Let's go, big dumper. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train. We're at 95 to go. And we gained 2-3 subs. Let's see where we're at now. And 3 more, so we've gained 5 subs, 16 to go to hit 21,700. Shout out to the 5 new subs that we've acquired. Now we need 16 more to hit 21,700 subs. Let's go. Mason in the building. What's good? 27-17 Vikings. And where are we sitting at the likes? Are we at 100 yet or pretty close? We got 149 in the room. We should be at 100 likes by now. We're pretty close. Bottom of the 6th. Runners on the corners at first and third. Randy at first, Leo at third. 27-17 Vikings. And then Gracello is coming in. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. Baby. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Graceffo on the mound. Big dumper in the box. Homers to pass Mickey Mantle would be 2. 2-0 pitch, low and into the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. And if Cal ends up getting walked, maybe we get a grand salami out of Julio or an RBI double or something of that nature to make it 2-2 or even better. Cal in the box. Julio on deck. 3-0 pitch. And that's a walk, baby. There we go. Bases loaded with no outs. We wanted the 3-run jack, but we're going to have to wait on that. Next up is Julio Rodriguez, one of the best players since the All-Star break in MLB. Let's go, Julio. You end up crushing one here, the grand salami. We go up 4-2. There's no looking back at that point. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Come on, Julio. Great opportunity here. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez. Ruled a strike, but should have been a ball. Come on, ump. Bottom of the sixth, 2-0 Cardinals with bases loaded and no outs. 0-1 pitch. Julio, yes! There we go! Big RBI! Go, go, go! Rivas scores! Safe at second! Boom! Let's go, baby! That's what I'm talking about. And again, if this was Julio at the beginning of the year, he doesn't make that play. But Julio, after the All-Star break, you'd best believe he's going to make that play. 2-1 Cardinals, and we're in business, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah. Next up is Josh Naylor. Naylor! Hitting long, hitting deep, all the way to the wall. Go, 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 go. Randy's coming in. We tied the game up 2-2. Keep coming home. Safe. And Julio out at home, but not after we score another run. 3-2 Mariners. Julio probably should have just stayed at third base, but Naylor with a great hit ball there right after Julio did, and we take a 3-2 lead with a runner at second. I wish Julio would have just stayed at third. We probably would have been able to knock him home with Polo if he just was a little bit more patient. But again, to get those 2 runs to come in, beautiful. Better late than never. Never count us out until it's over. I mean, we might start off slow, but that doesn't mean that we can't catch up. And obviously, Julio had no chance, to score after Randy got in there. Touchdown, Bears. Roma Dunzier from Caleb Williams. Let's go. Great comeback, baby. Great job by Josh Naylor. Shows you how valuable he really is. Seattle's challenging the blocking call on Julio. I'm not really sure if this is needed at this point. Julio wasn't going to get in there anyways, but, I guess we'll see. And just like that, being down 2-0 the whole game, and, fair weather Mariner fans gave up and, turned the TV off. But for all of us, that are resilient and mentally strong, we're going to find a way. So. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything that you can do for blocking the plate or whatnot. I mean, Julio should have just stayed at third. And, base running hasn't really been great for us in the last month or so. We've had a lot of guys, get thrown out trying to steal a bag or trying to stretch a single into a double into a triple and whatnot. So, if Julio just would have been a little bit more patient and stayed at third, just be patient and trust your teammate, knowing that Polo would probably knock you in if you just stayed at third. And then we would have runners at second and third. And imagine if we hit a home run with Polo, it could have been a 3-run blast, but now it might only be a 2-run blast. But 27-24 Vikings, nice comeback there by the Bears. And a great opportunity by Julio and Naylor, showing you how valuable they really are. Obviously, bases loaded. Julio ends up getting 1. Naylor ends up getting 2. And now we are in business. No blocking at home plate. Runner is out, which I don't think we really should have challenged that anyways. That was a dumb challenge. Bottom of the sixth now with a runner at second with 1 out. And I'm not sure if we're going to get any more after this momentum, but, there is a chance. that we could end up getting something special out of Polo. He's been swinging the bat pretty well, and if he ends up getting a double, it'll be 4-2. If he homers, it'll be 5-2. First pitch in there for a strike to Jorge Polanco from Graceffo. 0-1 count. 27-24 Vikings with 2 minutes to go over the Bears. 0-1 pitch. Polo showing bunt and safe. Naylor swiping another bag, getting to third, baby. Let's go. Josh Naylor, my boy. $14 for $14 as a Mariner. Is that good? Bottom of the sixth with a runner at third. Polo crushes that one. Going long, going deep, but it stays in play. Naylor should be able to tag up from third. Hustle, Josh. Run and safe. There we go. 4-2 Mariners. Let's fucking go. No problem. 4-2 Seattle, and we're not looking back. Again, we've already won the last 2 games against the Braves, and again, we need to go, 15-4 or 13-6. We go 13-6 the rest of the way, we get to 88 wins. If we go 15-4, which is aggressive, obviously very tough, we would hit 90 wins. So again, Josh Naylor showing you how important he is to this team, not only this year, but for the future. 4-2 Seattle. Next up is Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. Let's see if we can keep the rally going. Let's go, Gino. First pitch is low and away. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Eugenio Suarez. Let's go, Gino. Big 6th inning. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss there by Gino. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. 4-2 Mariner lead after being down 2-0 pretty much this whole way. And again, you never can lose faith in this team. Our 1 through 9 lineup is the best lineup that we've seen maybe since 2001. And honestly, it's probably better. I mean, they had more wins on that team, but the talent level that we have 1 through 9, we have no weaknesses, especially adding Rivas and Robles to the starting lineup with the other 7. It's beautiful. Pitch is low and at the knees. Count now is 3 balls and 1 strike from Graceffo to Gino. 3-1 pitch. And Gino, hard hit. Smothered, throw to first. And Gino's too slow, and that is out number 3. But at least he tried to hustle the first base. Great 6th inning for the Mariners. And just like that, we take a 4-2 lead. And they got Brash coming in to the game, and I love that. Let's go. What an inning. And again, sometimes you have to be patient, and I know not every Mariner fan is, and again, it's not going to be like it was in the last 2 games, with the Braves every single time, to be able to score that many runs, 28, 31 hits, 10 home runs in, 2 games. That's not common. That's something that usually never happens. And again, we finally have a big inning. 4 runs in the 6th. And now we have a 4-2 lead. Let's see who's up next here for the Cardinals. Minute 47 left. Vikings up 27-24 on the Bears. Next up, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, third baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop Mason Wen. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Jimmy Crooks. First pitch from Brash, high and inside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Brash to Gorman. 27-24 Vikings with less than a minute to go. 2-0 pitch, high and away. 3 balls and no strikes from Brash to Gorman. Come on, Matt. Great outing for Brian Wu. Now don't lose it here, Brash. We need you to be strong. You were great, prior to the All-Star break, but you've been a little shaky after the All-Star break. Kind of hit or miss. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle with that sinker. 3 balls and 1 strike to Nolan Gorman. 3-1 pitch, fouled off towards third base. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Gorman. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 100 likes, 100 on the dono train, and 5 to 15 subs. We got 5 subs. Let's see if we can get 5 more. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. Top of the 7th, 4-2 Mariners. 3-2 pitch. And a line drive, throw to first. Naylor's got it. It's always great to have a reliable first baseman, and that is 1 away. Great combo, Leo Rivas to Josh Naylor, 1 away. I see you. Next up for the Cardinals, shortstop Mason Wynn. Vikings punting with 15 seconds left. Bears down by 3. First pitch to Mason Wynn, fouls it off towards third base, 0-1 count. And Caleb Williams has 9 seconds to be able to get into field goal range to tie the game up or to possibly throw a Hail Mary and try to win the game. And obviously field goal range is what is preferred. 0-1 pitch, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Wynn. One pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Brash to Wynn. 9 seconds left here on Monday Night Football. Vikings and Bears going toe-to-toe, but the Bears are needing like a 60-yard gain with like 1 play for them to be able to have like a second left to be able to kick a long 50, 60-yard field goal. 1-2 pitch, low and into the dirt, low and away, slider, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mason Wynn. 2-2 pitch, and that's strike 3 looking. There we go. At the knees. See you later. Matt Brash getting the job done. 2 away. Nice job, Matt. Atta boy. Next up is catcher Jimmy Crooks. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count. 5 seconds left here. One last play for Caleb Williams. They need a Hail Mary or some kind of trick play. 1-0 pitch, high and away. And fumble is on the ground, and that is game over. Final, Vikings 27, Bears 24. And the Bears doing Bears things. Great comeback for the Vikings. It wasn't pretty, but you got to find a way. One-two pitch, low and at the knees and into the dirt. Nice stop there by Cal Raleigh. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brash to Crooks. Top of the 7th, 4-2 Mariner lead after being down 2-0 the whole game. 4-run inning in the 6th. Never doubt this team until the game is over. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and Brash completes the side. Great job by Matt Brash. There you go, my boy. 1, 2, 3, see ya. Way to bring that electricity and not fuck up the game there. Much better decision to go with Brash than fucking Caleb Ferguson. Facts. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Let's see if we can get our 5th run in this inning. Next up, shortstop 0 for 2, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, right fielder 0 for 2 with a K, Victor Robles. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, second baseman Leo Rivas. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Mike in the building. What's good? Great comeback. And again, we definitely dominated the last 2 games. Something that we haven't really typically seen, out of a Seattle Mariner team. 28 runs, 10 runs 2 days ago, 18 yesterday, 31 hits combined, and 5 homers on each day. So 28 runs, 31 hits, 10 homers in 2 games against Atlanta. We started off really slow, gave up a 2-run blast to Alec Burleson. But again, you have to be patient. And then eventually with bases loaded, Julio got the job done with a single to left. Rivas scored. Raleigh to second. Arosarena to third. 2-1 Seattle. And then Naylor, so happy that we have a player like him. He doubles to center. Randy and Raleigh scored. Julio should have stayed at third and got thrown out at home, which was not smart by Julio. But he was the guy that got us our first run. So, it's all right. And then obviously Polo hit a sac fly. Obviously after that in the 6th, then Naylor scored. And that's where we're sitting right now in a 4-2 game. Huge. Let's see if we can get to 5 or 6 runs before this game is over. I mean, hell, I'll take as many as we can get. I would love for us to get to like 7 or 8, but that, may or may not happen. It really depends on what kind of meltdown we're going to get by the pitching staff with the Cardinals. And we got that meltdown by, obviously, going from Michaelis to Graceffo, and then we'll see what Rackett can do here. First pitch by the lefty. In there for a strike to J.P. Crawford, 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, and crushes that one foul towards third base. No balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Let's go, Mariners. 19 games to go. Got to go 15-4 to get to 90 wins, 13-6 to get to 88. And if we get to those numbers, we'll have a chance to catch up to the Astros. JP pops up into left field, and that is 1 away. Lars Nootbaar out there for the catch. Good defense out in left field. Next up, right fielder Victor Robles. And you got to think Victor is going to hit a home run before the season is over, and missing a good chunk of the year when he got injured in San Francisco, running into the netting and the pole. And again, when will we get that Victor Robles home run? You got to think it's going to happen at some point. Robles, line drive into right field, and that is 2 away. Not going to happen right there. Work the count, Victor. That's how you're going to get the home run, if you can get to pitch 5 or 6 and not to be so overly eager. Be patient like your 9-hole hitter, Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. And this is the biggest move that we decided to make that has helped the team tremendously, offensively and defensively, playing for Cole Young. I think all of us Mariner fans are fans of Cole Young and Ben Williamson, but when it comes down to, getting Victor Robles back and, a guy that should have been already on the team 3-4 months ago, I mean, imagine if we would have replaced Leo for Dylan Moore 3 months ago, how many more wins we would have. Probably 3, 4, 5 more wins, minimum, maybe more. First pitch in there from Rackett to Rivas, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Low and into the dirt with the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike to Leo Rivas. No, I mean, we already won 2 games in Atlanta. That would mean that we would win 21 games in a row. Not even the Milwaukee Brewers could do that. And they're the best team in baseball. They got the best road record, and obviously they were having some issues earlier tonight, but still, they're the most consistent offense, defense, and home and road team in baseball, at least this year. How it will translate in the playoffs, we don't know. But we know the Brewers are, the best team on the road based off record this year. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Rackett to Rivas. I mean, we have seen teams get really hot at the end of the year, like when the Athletics, ended up winning some crazy amount, a few years back, or you guys might remember that, where they won like 19 out of the last, 25 games or something of that nature. I don't know the exact number because I can't remember, but I know they ended up winning 18, 19, 20 games out of like 25. It was something, incredible. Rivas with the slow dribbler, throw to first. Good hustle to first base, but thrown out. But great effort by Leo there, and that is out number 3. But again, you don't see every team get that hot when you're winning like 20 out of 25 at the end of the year. But I mean, it has happened before, but it's definitely not common. And, the way that the Mariner lineup has been, you got to think we're going to end up having a few L's. But I mean, if we can find some way to sweep the Cardinals in 3 games, sweep the Angels, I mean, that's going to be asking a lot. That's 7 games with the 2 games with Atlanta, and we go 9-0. Obviously, we're going to have the Royals and then the Astros. We got the Dodgers at the end of the year, even though they haven't been very good after the All-Star break. Most of the games that we have left are at home, and we have a couple, series on the road. But, I like our chances, to win, somewhere in that 13 to 15 range, if the pitching can continue to play well and the bats light up like they have been lately. But, best case scenario is 15-4, and then we get to 90 wins. Let's go to the top of the 8th inning. Mariners up by 2. And we got Bizzardo coming into the matchup, and I agree with that decision. Where are we at on the likes all day? Have we hit 100 yet? Where are we at on the likes for the people that are in the room? I'm not sure if all day is still in the building. Bizzardo on the mound. And leading off for the Cardinals here in the top of the 8th, second baseman, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, Thomas Sujasi. Batting second, right fielder Jordan Walker. And batting third, center fielder Victor Scott II. But again, with 175 people in the room, we should be at 100 likes by now. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. And again, it can't be just me. It has to be you guys in the room, keeping the other people honest, to be able to get those numbers. Sixth base and Judah, rally the troops, 11 more. Bunt towards the first base line, foul. I mean, if we're at 89, that means we got at least 80 or 90 in the room that haven't done it yet. And we just need a fraction of those people to get to 100. Top of the 8th inning, 4-2 Seattle. Bizzardo on the mound. And Thomas Sujasi in the box. Fouled off on that first pitch with that sinker, 0-1 count. Come on, Bizzardo. 0-1 pitch, and fouls it off towards that third base line. No balls and 2 strikes from Bizzardo to Sujasi. I mean, you're not going to find baseball commentary like this anywhere else on YouTube. That's facts. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Sujasi from Edward Bizzardo. Top of the 8th inning, nobody on with no outs, 4-2 Mariner lead. 1-2 pitch, line drive, throw to first. What a throw, and got him. Beautiful, J.P. Crawford. My goodness. Josh Naylor is such a good defender at first base. I don't think people really realize how many games, he's helped us win. He is incredible. And then we got J.P. and Rivas, playing short and second. It's a magical thing to see when you can have good defense. It really does go a long ways. We get excited for the home runs and the RBIs, but again, pitching and bullpen is super important, but so is defense. First pitch, big swing and a miss for Jordan Walker, high and inside, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and in the zone, doesn't get the call. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Walker. And we gained a few more subs, 2 more, 7 subs gained. 14 more to go to get to 21,700. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. Bizzardo on the mound. Jordan Walker in the box. Come on, Bizzardo, finish strong. And Walker calls time. What a comeback by the Mariners. You know, we're playing like the Minnesota Vikings today against the Bears. They got down, and it didn't look like they were going to come back with J.J. McCarthy, you know, after throwing a pick 6, but he was resilient, just like the Mariners. 1-2 pitch. And that's strike 3, baby. That was fucking beautiful. Way to bring that electricity. Edward Bizzardo, 2 away. Jordan Walker, sit down. Next up, center fielder Victor Scott II. He's got a monster arm, had a Superman catch in the outfield early in the matchup, and hopefully we can get one more punch out or out here by Edward Bizzardo. First pitch, popped up. This should be out number 3. Randy is there, and there it is. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th and see if we can get to run number 5. Let's go. Nice job by Edward Bizzardo. Nice job by Matt Brash. And great job by Brian Wu. Leading off, left fielder Randy Arozarena. And we can definitely score some more runs in this inning. 2 for 3 with a run and a K. Let's fucking go Randy. Next up, 0 for 2 with a run and a base on ball. Could he possibly get home run number 54? Big dumper Cal Raleigh. And batting third, 2 for 3 with an RBI, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. And again, obviously, there was a little bugaboo, after he ended up getting the RBI and got us to 2-1, where he ended up trying to come home after Naylor ended up getting that big double. And he should have stayed at third. But again, that's kind of been, one of those things that has happened with us as of late, a little bit of lack of focus, running, on the bags, trying to steal bags without a good jump, unless we're talking about Naylor, who's 14 for 14, who's been magnificent swiping the bags, but again, Polo and Randy been getting caught in between the base paths quite often. And every once in a while, you're going to have a bugaboo by Julio, but let's be real. Since the All-Star break, how many mistakes has Julio made? A couple, not a lot. He's definitely helped us more than he's hurt us. And that's really what it comes down to. Sixth base with the 5er. Appreciate you. Stacks. Racks with the little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 10. 90 to go to hit the goal. And now we're at 10 on the dono train. 90 to go. Appreciate you. Shout out to sixth base and Chris, and we'll see if we get anybody else to show some love. Bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Seattle. Bottom of the 8th, 4-2 Mariner lead, 75-68. We're 41-27 at home. Cardinals are 72-72, 31-38 on the road. Got to find a way to sweep this team and sweep the Angels. It's a 4-game set against the Angels, 3-game set against the Cardinals. Wild pitch to Randy. Wow. Alcala looking like a fucking single A pitcher there. Keep doing that. If he keeps throwing baseballs like that, hell, we might get to 8 before this game is over. Come on, Randy. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Randy Arozarena. There we go. Get a little bit of support with sixth base and with Judah and a few others, and we got there. Appreciate you guys. I mean, especially if All Day and Captain are main, mods, if they're, having to step away, we can get a few other people to step up in the room. Reflect with a 5er. Appreciate you. We're at 15 now. 85 to go. Stacks. Racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Part of that dono train. Randy crushes that one foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. $5 dono on the dono train. Thank you so much. One-two pitch. And Randy, bat flew out of his hands there. I was wondering if it broke or not. Nasty slider there as Randy and Alcala have a little chuckle, which is kind of nice compared to someone trying to throw at Randy's head or someone trying to plunk him on purpose. Obviously, was not on purpose there. Just slipped out of Randy's hands. And it's always nice when you can end up having a normal interaction on the baseball field instead of Estes trying to injure Victor Robles and him throwing the bat back at the pitcher. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Alcala to Arosarena. Dave with a $7 dono, representing from Canada, baby. I love it. 2-2 pitch, and Randy crushes that one foul. Appreciate you, Dave. Stacks, racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. $7 dono from Dave. He's participating. Thank you so much. 2-2 pitch, and that's strike 3 looking. Down goes Randy. Great pitch by Alcala. 1 away. All right, here we go. The only thing that would make this day complete is a big dumper home run to get to 54. Most home runs by a switch hitter, Mickey Mantle. He's only 1 behind. Let's see if Cal Raleigh can do his thing. He's got the right individual there. Nobody. He's a somebody. $20 holla. First pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. Appreciate you, nobody. You are a somebody. Stacks, racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. It took us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get our first one, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we're just like the Mariners. It's not always going to be a bunch right when the stream starts. And I appreciate you very, very much. $20 holla on the dono train. Go M. Appreciate you. $0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Big Dumper. We don't get home run number 54. That's unfortunate, but maybe we can end up getting another home run here by Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Tridents up. Let's go, M's. Shout out to Chris, Six Face, Reflect, Dave, and Nobody. Appreciate you guys. First pitch to Julio. Does not swing. 1-0 count. Come on, J-Rod. 269 average, 30 homers, 90 ribbies. He's got a great chance to get to 35 and 100. Line drive to third, throw to first, and he is out. Marcos Pineda. He says, I'll match that. My boy. Appreciate you, Marcos. Stacks, racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. My boy. I appreciate you. $20 holla from my boy, Marcos Pineda. Thank you so much, my boy. I know you're tired from yelling at the Beavers going to those games. Unfortunate start. I know you're a big Beaver and Hawk fan. And again, it hasn't really gone the way that most Beaver fans and Hawk fans wanted early. And hopefully things will get better as the year goes on. I was going to give you a call last night. Jake with his wife and his son. We're going to go to Corvallis and then Eugene and fly out. But then he ended up canceling those plans, and he actually got a chance to stop by my place, but I only got to see him for a short period of time. If I had more time with him, we were going to call you and swoop you, but we didn't, he only had a few minutes to be able to stop by with his son. We ended up going to the Dairy Queen and just kind of talking for about a half hour. And then he had to go to a relative's house, and then he flew back to Texas. So hopefully, Marcos, the next time he comes, he'll be able to have a little bit more time, and then we'll be able to all hit the bar or go to a restaurant together. But he does say hello, and he misses you, and hopefully we'll be able to get together, the three of us at some point. But it's crazy, man. The last time that he came, obviously he didn't come with his wife and son, and his son is like almost 9 or 10 years old, and I know we've all known each other for such a long time and whatnot, but really smart, bright, handsome kid, and we had some good conversations, and again, I miss him. Again, I think the last time that we saw Jake was like, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and he obviously wishes you well, and hopefully, things are going good in your life. Marcos Pineda, my boy. Shout out to Chris, Six Space, Reflect, Dave, Nobody, and Marcos Pineda. Started off at 5. Now we're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 60, 62. Appreciate you guys. 38 more to hit the goal. Top of the 9th, and we got our closer, all-star, Andres Munoz, making his way to the mound. Let's go, Andres. First pitch from Munoz to Nootbaar. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. And that's when you know Andres is locked in with that electricity when he smokes you for a first pitch. Big swing and a miss strike. Here we go. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Oh my. Andres is feeling himself. No balls and 2 strikes to Lars Nootbaar. Here we go. I mean, I don't expect us to have an immaculate inning, but we have seen Munoz get close to that with 9 pitches and 9 strikes. It was close, but it's very hard to have an immaculate inning, let me tell you. 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Should be a routine play for Randy as long as he hustles. And he jogs and he fucking gets it. Randy, you're so lazy and left. It kills me. But at least his jogging got that out, and that is 1 away. Oh, my. Okay, down goes Lars Nootbaar, and now we're 2 outs away from victory after being down 2-0 for a majority of the game. Alec Burleson with the 2-run jack early, but we had a 4-run 6th inning that got us the lead. And next up is Ivan Herrera, who ended up getting the single, and then Burleson got the 2-run jack. So obviously we'll have to go against the 2 guys that have done the damage against us here late. First pitch is high and inside with the slider, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees. 2 balls and no strikes from Munoz to Ivan Herrera. Let's go, Mooney. What a comeback. I appreciate you, Marcos. You're really maybe the only one, that lives here that, watches and supports on a regular basis. And we've come a long way, from the 13 years that I've been doing this, 9 on YouTube. Next year will be 14 years and 10 on YouTube. Pretty wild. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike from Munoz to Herrera. But we're finally breaking through, with the NFL, the college football. We got the Ducks and the Mariners on lock. We got those markets already, backed in a corner. And that is a walk to Herrera. Monkey Kung Fu says, let's get him to goal. Thank you so much. $40 holla. We're at 102 now. 98 to go to hit the next goal. Thank you so much. Monkey Kung Fu. Stacks, racks with a little Cactus Jack. Appreciate you. We're at a 40 on the Dono train. Appreciate you. $40. Pitch in there for a strike to Burleson. 0-1 count. Thank you so much. Yeah, especially, if you are a fan like for Beavers and Seahawks, but I know things will hopefully get better for you at some point. Little slow dribbler, and that one goes foul. But anytime you end up having a new quarterback for both teams, Beavers and Hawks, sometimes there's a transitional period. And obviously, as we know, football is a team sport. It just can't be a couple guys on offense and a couple on D. It definitely has to be a team effort. Top of the 9th, 4-2 Mariners. Munoz on the mound, Burleson in the box, and with an 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away, and that goes back to Cal and thrown to J.P. Crawford. No balls and 2 strikes from Mooney to Burleson. Come on, Andres. Find a way. Munoz on the mound, Burleson in the box. Oh, 2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nice job, Mooney. My boy. Big fucking punch out. on Alec Burleson. My boy, Mooney, 2 away. Way to bring that electricity. And as we've seen, after the All-Star break, Brash, Bizzardo, Spire, and Mooney have not been great. They've been kind of streaky. Sometimes good, sometimes blowing saves, giving up RBIs, home runs, and losing the game for us, like Gabe Spire a few games back. It's not going to be, it's not going to be great. Every single game. They're human. We know sometimes people are going to fuck up. And again, finding a way just to get the job done here. Munoz on the mound with a mound visit here with Cal and company. Runner at first with 2 outs, and let's get Gorman out and win this game. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. The crowd is chanting. Everyone is standing. Gorman in the box. Munoz on the mound. 1 more out. Let's get it, baby. Trident's up. Let's go, M's. Griffey loves it. First pitch. Big swing and a miss. Nasty pitch by Mooney. 0-1 count. Lots of fun covering this team in 2025. And this isn't going to be the last time that we're going to be this good. I imagine we're going to be pretty good for the next 10, 15 years. 0-1 pitch. Another strike right down the middle looking, baby. 0-2 count. 1 more strike, and this game is over. Nothing would be better to see a big swing and a miss for strike 3. Let's go. Gorman in the box. And Mooney on the mound. Let's go, Munoz. As Gorman calls time. I mean, hell, we were down 2-0 and we could have lost 2-0. So again, you have to have faith. Even though, we've had a lot of bad luck, over the years, this is different this year. 0-2 pitch, wild. And behind the backstop. And Herrera scampers into second, safe. Come on, Mooney. I know you're excited, but you got to make sure if it's a ball, it doesn't get past Cal. And that 4-seam fastball, 100 miles an hour, gets past Cal off to the backstop and off 1 bounce into Cal's glove, but no throw. Top of the 9th, runner at second, 4-2 Mariner lead. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nolan Gorman. Come on, Mooney. Come on, baby. 2-2 pitch. Big fucking punch out, and that's strike 3. Final score, Seattle Mariners 4, St. Louis Cardinals 2. Fuck yeah. Big win. Big win. If this was early in the year, we probably would have lost 2-0 and not been able to come back. But this is a different team in the second half, let me tell you. Unbelievable. Final score, Seattle 4, Cardinals 2. And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Fuck yeah! Let's go! Big fucking win. Nice job by Mooney. Nice job by Bizzardo. Nice job by Brash. Nice job by Wu. And a great job, by Julio and Naylor, Polo. I mean, it was a team effort there. And again, feels really, really good to be able to get on this side of the win column. And again, 19 games to go. We wanted to go 15-4, 13-6 at the very worst. And we already won the 2 games in Atlanta, right? And we got 19 to go. We know we're not going to win 19 in a row. But again, to start off on a good note with the first win, hopefully we can sweep this team, sweep the Angels, and go 7-0. And obviously you add those 2 wins with Atlanta, that would be 9-0, and that would put us in great position. But again, we got to take it 1 game at a time. Beautiful. And if there's any photos that anyone wants me to throw up before I take my pup on a victory walk, shout out to Chris with a $5 to get us started after 2 hours into the stream, or hour and 30 minutes into the stream at 0. He got the ball started and the party started. I appreciate you. Six Face with a $5. Reflect with a $5. Dave with a 7 from Canada. Love the representation there. Nobody with a 20. He's a somebody. Marcos Pineda, my boy, one of my oldest friends that lives here in Oregon with me. $20 holla. Nothing is better when you can actually have your friends support you, not hate on you. And Monkey Kung Fu with a 40 to get us over goal. All you guys are contributing factors of the success to this channel, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to All Day with the help with the mod duties, as well as Six Face and Judah helping us to get our like count above the 100 number that we needed, and a big victory to get to 4-2 here today. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's fun. It is fun. Absolutely. He sure did. He sure did. Appreciate you. Marine Bean says we're at 127. Perfect. Hey, just 2 back, right? You know what I mean? And if we get into the dance, I mean, we have a good of a chance as anybody. You know, we got a better roster than the Astros, right? We know the Tigers and Blue Jays are good. There's no doubt about that. And you got the Yankees and Red Sox that have been like the Astros and Mariners that have been up and down. But if it's between those 6 teams, right? Mariners, Astros, Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Tigers, why not us? You know, I know it's crazy because we've never been to a World Series, but if you look at our roster with Robles and obviously with Leo Ribas added, and the pitching is now starting to get, you know, to where we want it to be and believe that it could be this good, why not us? And there's no guarantee, even if we overachieved and made it, that we would win. You know, obviously we know the National League with the Phillies and the Mets and especially the Brewers, and then you got the Padres and the Dodgers. Even though they've been up and down, it would be an honor to represent the American League, and then we could check that box off. You know, but again, we just have to try to win the division first, make the playoffs, see what happens if we're the winner or the wild card, and just let the pieces fall where they may. But a big victory here today. Final score, Seattle Mariners 4, Cardinals 2. And I will be live tomorrow for the matchup at 6:40, Wednesday at 6:40. And then on Thursday, we have the Commanders going against the Packers, but we're going to do Mariners with the Angels. I mean, we only got 19 games left. I can do coverage on both, but we'll continue to do the Mariners all this week. And then on Saturday morning at 9 a.m., the Ducks play Northwestern. I'm going to do that. And then the Mariners play later that night. We'll do 2 streams on Saturday. And then we'll see what happens on Sunday as well. I might do that also. And then Monday night, I believe the Mariners are off. And then I'll do the Bucks versus the Texans for the doubleheader for Monday Night Football. So we're going to continue to do Mariners. I'm not going to skip any games, the rest of the way. We're going to, have to doubleheader on a couple of them, doing college football and Mariners, NFL and Mariners, and I'm going to be tired as hell. But again, this is what we need to have happen, at this point of the year. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much. Enjoy this victory, and I'm going to go on a victory walk with my pup and eat a little bit of dinner, and let's see if we can get another dub tomorrow. Final score, Seattle Mariners 4, Cardinals 2. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Try dance up, and I'm out. Okay.